Marianne is here with the Six Figure Mastermind. Today we're talking how to do a live broadcast with your Facebook Live. I'm going to walk you through all the steps and even give you some tips on what kind of gear you need, so stay tuned. Hey, we're going to talk about how to actually get your broadcast of a Facebook Live going. If you're not sure what a Facebook Live is, check out my other video on what is a Facebook Live, and then come back here and see how to broadcast it. I'm going to walk you through the steps. It's really very simple. Facebook is awesome. They keep doing this, all these favors of making things more accessible to more people. 10 years ago, we probably wouldn't have even imagined that we could create a live broadcast that would transmit all over the world and do it for free. I mean, it's incredible what Facebook has done for us. So Facebook Live can be either done from your desktop or from your mobile device. It really doesn't matter which way you go. The first thing you're going to want to do is make sure your Facebook Live has a really nice, catchy title. Now, if you're in business for yourself, make it relevant to the video and make it relevant to your business. Make it catchy. Like the top 5 things you need to know before stepping out the door, or the top 3 hacks for doing your hair and makeup before your kids wake up. Whatever your business is, you can make your catchy video title something that appears first, because people are going to see that before they're going to decide whether or not to stick around for your video. Another great tool to use before you do a Facebook Live is to announce that you're going to do a Facebook Live before it actually happens. You can do this in a couple of different ways. You can do it on your page, on your Facebook wall, wherever you want to go. Make sure your audience is aware that you're going to go live by announcing it beforehand. So you could say, hey, 7 o'clock tonight, we're going to be talking about how to get your shoes clean without using any chemicals, and that can be your Facebook Live video. Maybe that's your business, is you're a shoe builder or cleaner. Do they make shoe builders? Is that a thing? I don't even know. So you announce to your audience that you're going to be live. Now, a really great way to do this is to create a Facebook event, because you can broadcast into a group or to a page, and if you have an event, all of those people will be notified when that event starts that you're going live. So if you want to take just a couple extra minutes, create a Facebook event, throw a cover photo on there, and make sure that your audience is watching for you. Always, 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 if you're doing several broadcasts, you're doing Facebook Live on a regular basis, ask your audience members to subscribe to your Facebook Live so they can see when you go live whenever that happens. And that, in addition to the invitation, is going to do you a lot of favors. Second thing to remember when you're doing Facebook Live is to determine your publicity. Meaning, who do you want this to be in front of? I do Facebook Lives in my private coaching groups on a weekly basis, and that's definitely not for the public, because the public hasn't paid to be a part of that group. So if I'm broadcasting to the public, that's actually not good for my business, because that's private information for the students that are existing in that group. But if I wanted to do a marketing post or even share what's going on in my life, I would even put it on my personal page, or sometimes even on my business page, depending on who I want my audience to be. So before you hit record and you've got your great title on there, remember who your audience is and where you're broadcasting so they'll see it most. If you're in business for yourself, use your business page. Use it often. Broadcast lives to your business page. You can even share those lives to your personal page if you want, but make your business page your landing page for those broadcasts. One thing to remember before you start your Facebook Live is to make sure you have a good internet connection. Sometimes we can be on Wi-Fi in some place that doesn't have very good Wi-Fi when we have a really good data plan on our phones, and we're stuck with the Wi-Fi but we forgot to turn it off. And you can be stopped and jammed in the middle of your video because of a poor connection. You don't want that on your Facebook Live. So when you start your connection, make sure it's a nice, good, strong connection, not being used by a bunch of other users, or has a really wide bandwidth so that you can not be interrupted in the middle of your video. Another consideration people often forget to make when they're creating live videos is where their video is going to be seen. Now, Facebook Live is generally going to be a horizontal video, meaning your camera needs to be turned side to side, as AFV says, so the angle is wide, right? So your camera is going to be held sideways for your video broadcast. Now, there are a couple of other platforms that are coming out. Instagram is coming out with some, even Facebook is coming out with some, the Facebook stories and the Instagram stories, where you can go live, but you want your camera to be vertical before you hit record. So if you're doing a Facebook Live story, you're going to have your camera vertical. If you're doing a Facebook Live on your timeline, it's got to be horizontal. So know which place you're doing it and know which orientation that you are before you hit the record button. If you do it after you hit the record button, your picture is going to be sideways, which was the #1 mistake when all Facebook Lives started coming out, is when we turn our cameras and be all sideways. Nobody wants that. When you start your Facebook Live, you want to have good lighting from the get-go, which means that your face is the brightest thing in the image. Not blown out, not too white so you can't see all the details, but it needs to be the brightest thing in the frame because that's where you want people's attention to go, is on your face. Now, sometimes when people are doing Facebook Live, they're outside, they're walking around the city. That's fine. That can be part of your element. But if you're sitting at home or sitting in your home office and you're having your broadcast without moving, that lighting is going to be distracting if it's poor lighting, and people will not want to watch your video or not want to watch it till the end because they can't connect with you. They can't see you. Lighting is so key when it comes to your Facebook Live. I've talked about it before. I'll talk about it again. The angle of your camera is so important when you're recording your video. Do not, underline this statement in your mind. Do not have the camera below your face when you're doing your Facebook Live video. It's not attractive on anybody. I don't care if you're the America's Top Model. Your camera should not be below your nose, okay? The best place for your camera to be is just above your eyebrow line, so you're looking slightly up at the camera. It's flattering on everybody. You can thank me later. Let's talk gear for a second. Now, I'm not going to go into full gear. I just want you to know if you're going to be in business doing a lot of Facebook Lives, there are a few things that you should know about gear, okay? If you're doing a Facebook Live, do yourself a favor and get yourself an external mic. Now, I've left some links below that you can go check out some of the products I'm going to be referring to. You should have an external mic to get good sound quality if you're going to be doing a lot of videos. Another piece of gear that you want to have is a tripod. Whether it's a small tripod, a tall tripod, desktop tripod, flexible, stationary, static, whatever you want, doesn't matter. Get yourself a tripod, do yourself a couple favors, because one, it's going to avoid that handshake from your video, from your hand trying to keep that camera steady, and then it's also going to avoid that arm coming into your frame every time you shoot something. Just get yourself a tripod so you can shoot hands-free with your Facebook Live video. The last piece of gear that I recommend, if you don't have good lighting and natural lighting in your home with a good background behind it, is just a simple ring light. You can get these anywhere. I get mine on Amazon, and you can buy them to just attach, clip on straight to your phone, and then use that to illuminate your face while you are doing your Facebook Live. You may have great lighting in your room, but maybe the lighting is going the wrong direction and behind you is not a background that you want. So get yourself an extra piece of equipment, just a few bucks, just get yourself some good lighting. Do yourself this favor, please. This is going to make or break your video, I promise. The last thing to consider when you're doing Facebook Live is replay. Now, I know it's live, we're talking live here, we're talking interaction here, but people will watch your video. When you end that Facebook Live, that doesn't end when people are going to see it. You may find that 22 people watched your Facebook Live, but maybe the next day you've got 1.9K views on it. It's because people are going back and watching your Facebook Live. Now remember, when people see a Facebook Live for the first time, the sound does not automatically kick on because they don't want to jam up the feed and they want people to be comfortable on Facebook. When Facebook Lives first started coming out, the sound would pop on and people didn't want it. They didn't like it because they would be sitting, maybe they shouldn't be on Facebook, and the sound suddenly comes on and they're in trouble now, right? So you're going to want to consider that your video is going to be replayed, which means you're going to need an attention-grabbing element for the replay. So keep in mind when you're doing your Facebook Live, they're also recording for a rewatch audience in addition to a live audience. Welcome people on, maybe hold up a sign that says, hey, turn on the sound, this is for you. That's totally okay. Just remember that you're recording for two audiences at the same time. Hey, thanks for tuning in today. Be sure to hit the subscribe button to catch tomorrow's video. I'll see you then.